If you remember from my melodies video, every note can be associated with a number. For instance, let's return to the C major scale with numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So let's use those numbers to create some simple chords. In a simple triad, each note in a chord is separated by an interval called a third, since it's the same distance between the 1 note and the 3 note. You can combine the 1, 3, and 5 to create what's called a major triad. Notice how it sounds happy. That's called a C major chord because it starts on the C note. It's a C major chord. So you can play a flat 3 instead to play a C minor chord. Major 3, flat 3, C minor. Easy. But let's change it back to a natural for now. Back to natural. Anyway, so remember how each note in the scale is associated with a number. You can also refer to the chords by their number. When you're in the key of C major, for instance, a C major chord, like we just played, is the 1 chord because it starts on the 1. Remember, like we talked about in our notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Starts on the 1. Major chord. Easy. That's a 1 chord. So if we move our triad along, we can hear the other chords in this key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, we got to start showing more notes. That's exciting now. All right, we're getting more. There's more to the keyboard, y'all. Let's go through those notes again. Let's combine these notes to create a chord. 1 chord, 2 chord, 3 chord, 4 chord, 5 chord, 6 chord, 7, back to 1. All right, y'all are getting it. Y'all are getting it. So those are major triads throughout every note. So already, if y'all can play that, you can play basically any song. So knowing that, we can already start to form a simple chord progression. Let's use a popular one. What we'd call a 1, 6, 4, 5 progression. You've definitely heard it before. And now you understand how it's constructed. It's called a 1, 6, 4, 5 because it starts on the root chord 1, and then 6 because the chord is a triad built on the 6th note in the major scale. So this is the 6 chord because it starts on the 6th note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then there's that triad. And then same with 4 and 5. So using that knowledge, you can play most popular music. There it is again. 1, 6, 4, 5. Easy. Easy, easy. Come on, guys. So now I'm going to come up with my own chord progression and tell you the numbers. See if you can play along for yourself. The progression will be 1, 4, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. Pretty simple. Here's how it sounds. 1, 4, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. Pretty simple. All right. So you may notice that the keyboard has a repeating pattern as we zoomed out. So I haven't really addressed this before, but while all the pitches of the keyboard are different, the notes repeat. Listen to these two notes. They're higher and lower than each other, but they still feel like the same note, in relationship to the scale, at least. So the relationship between these two notes is called 1 octave. So now a chord can be played using the notes from any octave, of course, whatever you can reach. The bottommost note in a triad doesn't have to be the note with the name of the chord. Just to show you what that looks like, for instance, the notes of the 1 chord can be played in the order 1, 3, 5, but you can also drop the notes down and play it as 5, 3, 1. That's still the same chord. And you can also raise it up to be 3, 5, 1 or 5, 1, 3. They're all the same chord, but it feels different. So why would you want to use different inversions? For instance, you can change the way you play a chord to help transition more naturally into the next chord in the progression. So here's that progression that I came up with earlier with more natural inversions. 1, 4, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. Sounds a little smoother, doesn't it? Those are all the chords associated with a major scale that you can describe with basic numbers. But there are more chords to learn that could help you compose more interesting songs. We'll discuss those in the next video.